Hi, myself Dr. B. M. Palve, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Sangamner College, Sangamner. Today we are going to discuss the structure of atom. Atom is the smallest unit of matter, which is composed of nucleus and electron. Nucleus is consist of positively charged proton and negatively charged electrons. The number of protons is equal to the number of neutrons. Therefore, atom is electrically neutral. The whole mass of the atom is depend on the mass of the nucleus, because the mass of the proton, mass of the electron is less than mass of the proton. The mass of the proton is 1 upon 1836 times mass of the electron. Electron is revolve around the nucleus due to force of attraction between electron and nucleus. This is the electric force. The neutron mass is a 1.008 times greater than mass of the proton. So therefore, the mass of the nucleus is very much larger than mass of the electron. Therefore, the whole mass of the atom is depends on the mass of the proton. This is charge of the proton and charge of the electron is the same, 1.6 10 to minus 19 coulomb. The mass of the proton is very much larger than mass of the electron, is 1.67 10 to minus 27 kg. In 1898, the scientist J.J. Thomson, who developed atomic model, and this atomic model is called as plum pudding model. This plum indicate the electrons and pudding indicate the protons. So what is this J.J. Thomson atomic model? Atom is a positively charged pair and electrons are embedded inside this sphere. So this is like a plum pudding model. This is like watermelon like structures. This is a positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded inside the positively charged sphere. And the radius of this spherical atom is 10 to minus 10 meter. And this atom is electrically neutral. We know that the number of protons are equal to the number of neutrons, electrons. Emission of light as an electron possesses vibration motion. So this is a means electrons are embedded inside the positively charged sphere. This is J.J. Thomson atomic model, and we know that J.J. Thomson, who discovered the electron, and he got the Nobel Prize in 1906. There are certain drawbacks of these atomic models. This model could not explain scattering of alpha particles on gold foil, and second one is the emission of spectral line by atom. Due to these drawbacks, the scientist Rutherford, who developed one atomic model, that atomic models are called as the Rutherford's atomic model. To overcome these drawbacks, he did one experiment, the scattering of alpha particle on gold foil, and he used alpha particles and the scattering of these alpha particles over the gold foil. So what are the properties of the alpha particles? The property of the alpha particles are, the properties of alpha particles. So this is alpha particles. It contains 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So this alpha particle is, this alpha particle is nucleus of helium atom, which contain 2 proton and 2 neutrons. We can see here these alpha particles. This alpha particle is nothing but the 2 proton and 2 neutrons. Alpha particle is a positively charged particles. This is the radium is a source of alpha particles, and the ionization power of the alpha particle is very much large as compared to the beta particles, and the penetration power and energy also alpha particle is much more. It shows the fluorescent property, means when the alpha particles bombarded on the photographic plate or fluorescent screen, this alpha particle shows the flashes the light. So Rutherford experiments. In this experiment, this experiment is a scattering of alpha particle from gold foil. This is a lead box, and inside the lead box there is a radium material, and this radium material is a radioactive material, and this radium material emit the alpha particles. This is a thin gold foil having the size is 10⁻⁻⁶ meter, and this is a photographic plate, and this photographic plate is covered by the zinc sulfide screen. Mean the alpha particles bombarded on the photographic plate, this alpha particle flashes the light. Therefore, so what happens from this radium source, beam of the alpha particle is emitted, and this beam of the alpha particle incident on the gold foil. Because of the high penetration power of these alpha particles, this alpha particle interact with the various atoms. Alpha particles interact with the number of the atoms inside the gold foil. So after these interactions, this alpha particle gets scattered in various directions. From this observation, from this experiment, the scientist Rutherford, he observed and some observation. He observed some things, and he explained this observation. When alpha particles, some alpha particles were passes straight line through this gold foil. Second, he observed that some alpha particle deflected by certain angle. Third, he observed that some alpha particle deflected more than 90° angle. But some alpha particles reverse back. He observed, after this observation, he concluded that some alpha particle passes straight line, passes through this gold foil. It means there is some empty space inside the atoms. Some alpha particles were deflected at a 90° angle, means there is some repulsive force takes place between the proton or alpha particles. It means there is certain heavy parts is present inside the atoms, and some alpha particles is reverse back. Okay, it means this alpha particle incident on this heavy parts of this atom, they deflected or they reverse back. So this is a procedure. A beam of the alpha particle incident on the gold foil, and these alpha particles scatter in all directions, and these scattered alpha particle were received by the fluorescent screen, means alpha particle convert into flash of the light. So what are the observation? Most of the alpha particle were passed straight through the gold foil because atom should have some empty space. Some alpha particle deflected through small angle. It means there is a repulsion takes place between these alpha particles, and some another particle which is present inside the nucleus, that is nothing but the proton. Some alpha particles were deflect through large angle, more than 90°. Very few alpha particles were received back to its own path because of atom contain small massive part at the center of the atom, and that is nothing but the nucleus. The Rutherford who discovered the nucleus. From this observation, he concluded that, the scientist Rutherford, he concluded that atoms should have some empty space. Because of this, the alpha particles were passes through gold foil, easily passes through this gold foil, means atom should have some empty space. Second observation, electron is not stationary. Electron is revolving around the nucleus in circular orbit. Electron is not stationary. Third conclusion, the force of attraction between nucleus and electron is balanced by the centripetal force. This electron is revolving around the nucleus in circular orbit. It means there is a centripetal force between the electron and nucleus, and this centripetal force is nothing is balanced by the electric force between the proton and electrons. Proton and alpha particles, nucleus and electrons. Atom contains small massive part at the center, is called as a nucleus. The scientist Rutherford who discovered the one massive part of the atom, and that part is nothing but the nucleus. and we know that the whole mass of the body is concentrated at the nucleus of the atom, because nucleus contains proton and neutron. The mass of the proton and neutron is very much large as compared to the electrons. Therefore, the whole mass of the atom is concentrated at the center of the atom. That is nothing but the nucleus. Okay. So what are the drawbacks? So first drawbacks, this model could not explain the stability of the atom, because when the electron which is revolving around the nucleus, according to the classical electromagnetic theory, this electron dissipates the energy, and after dissipation of this energy, this electron can be collapsed inside the atoms. Because of this, this model could not explain the stability of the atom. There is some possibility that electrons dissipate the energy and collapse inside the atoms. The rotational energy of the revolving electron is decreases here, so that's why it is a possibility the electron can collapse inside the atoms. And the last one is that is the distribution of electron was not explained in this theory. The scientist Rutherford, who discovered the nucleus, he got the Nobel Prize in 1908 because of this discovery. So due to this some drawbacks, the scientist Niels Bohr who overcome these drawbacks. So next lecture we will discuss the Bohr's atomic model. Thank you.